Whenever Filipino businessmen get to talk about great narratives of success, Henry C's name would always come up. His charm story is not simply that of rags to riches, as it is about adopting and adapting, coping and innovating. From Divisoria to the rest of the Philippines, to Guam and to China. Born C.G. Cheng, he left Xinjiang, China in 1936 to join his father in the Philippines, who was running a small grocery store in Divisoria. His new life in the country didn't start well. Just 12 years of age, C.G. Cheng would peddle and buy goods for his father's store, and at night, sleep on the cleared-out counter. In a tragic twist, the place burned down, and he watched as his father packed his bag and went back to China. That was 1946, with the Philippines reeling from the ravages of World War II. But where others would see failure, C.G. Cheng saw opportunity. He persisted, mostly by selling cheap shoes traded by American soldiers after the war. The initial trials toughened him up, gave him an acute sense for business. He knew that to be one step closer to realizing his goals, he had to fully adapt to the culture. He embraced education, studying English and getting a degree in commerce. Finally, with his legal papers sorted out, he adopted a new name. C.G. Cheng was now Henry C. Fast forward to 1958. Henry C. opened a shoe store in Carriedo, Manila. He called it Shoe Mart, a fitting name for sure. Mr. C liked to narrate to his colleagues how he popularized the term fixed price. He said it took him a year to have Shoe Mart customers move past the concept of tawad or discount when visiting his store. In 1972, at the onset of martial law, Henry C. upgraded the shoe business into a full-fledged department store. Again, while others saw the tumultuous period as a time for caution, Henry saw it as a time for daring. He dared even bigger. In 1985, the sprawling 125,000 square meter SM North EDSA, Henry C.'s first mall in the country, opened. The country was going another political upheaval. 2 years removed from Ninoy Aquino's death, a year before the People Power Revolution. But Henry C. recognized that involvement was key. When he started Shoe Mart, he would make sure that he personally interviewed, chose, and trained all his sales personnel. He insisted on the need for courteous service and the personal touch when dealing with customers. This acumen for involvement extended to his family. He believes that managers must have personal stakes in their job. He put his own children to work when they turned 13, training them to understand the business by manning registers and stocking shelves. The children grew up and got more immersed in the business. More and more malls had their ribbon-cutting ceremonies. SM Prime Holdings was incorporated in 1994. In 2001, the C family opened their first mall in Xiamen, China. They completed their venture into property development in 2004 with SM Development Corporation. In 2006, SM opened the doors of its flagship mall, the SM Mall of Asia, then the largest in the country. Henry's face was everywhere. His name became a household name. As the SM business continued to evolve and flourish, the C family saw the wisdom of mergers, a wider business range, and of hiring outside the family. They had to cope with the fast-paced changing world. While Henry C himself was initially very much hands-on, he and his children saw the need to extend those hands to others. Henry C. understands that his legacy is driven by the spirit of innovation and the need to diversify. What was once a small shoe business in Manila has become a world-renowned conglomerate. SM's vision included a dedication to change. It has been 92 years for Henry. Today, 10 years since the unveiling of SM Mall of Asia, Miriam College is proud to celebrate with him and his family the inauguration of another flagship building. Both a literal and figurative foundation for change, this time in the field where giving and extending hands and paying it forward are most heartfully felt: education. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Philippines' first integrated makerspace, Miriam College Henry C. Senior Innovation Center.